What if you could take that risk, make that change, reach that goal, live your best life? Welcome to another episode of the What If You Could podcast, where we get together with amazing experts and everyday people who share challenges, encourage healing, and explore the possibilities that life has to offer. I'm your host, Gary Scott, and I'm excited that you're along for the ride. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What If You Could. And this is episode 3 with our empowerment coach, Liz Cooper, where Liz talks about how she uses art to help people heal and get through some of the traumas and release some of the items that they have that may be holding them back. But before we get started with Liz, I just wanted to thank everyone again for tuning in, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and letting us know how we're doing and if you're enjoying our guests. So appreciate you being out there. So now let's pick up episode 3 podcast, What If You Could, with Liz Cooper. Are you setting up like a easel? Are people painting? Are they doing pottery? I
No,
mean, what's
no,
the
it's on the
actual
table.
art?
And okay, it's on the table. They're just laying it out, and I just tell them what they need to do, and it's through uh with markers or with crayons, whatever they want, whatever they feel good to use, what connects with them.
Is it it's really interesting to me because I'm thinking, is it the way now that they're using a different side of their brain now, and maybe it gives the other chance to stop that stress, stop that, and
Right.
open up and maybe
Well,
accept some sort of healing,
because
or
yeah, because we're using our subconscious at
right?
that point, the stress. So that I heard is more in the back. So what we end up doing is using our conscious at that point, because new thoughts are in our conscious. Okay. And that's what you're actually allowing to happen. And by doing that, we make new neurons, which is the best thing we can do. And then I always try to tell anyone that works with me with this, keep the picture, hang it up, or just put in a book, so that if you're finding yourself doing this again, you have that to look at, or you go and do another one. And if they want to do it through me, and that will also usually go into a coaching time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next. Is now, whether it's
Oh,
with
it never ends.
yeah, with the shaman work or with the art therapy work, then I would imagine then that kind of opens people up as they're discovering,
Exactly.
what the deeper issues are, that then now you can work with them to work on that healing.
Right, right. So, I never had thought about something that you had said about PTSD and how I don't have it. I don't. And yeah, I'm real surprised that, because you brought it up. I'm going, yeah, I didn't get that. But and so I think that can help others to say that you can be going through something and actually going through your healing. And that's what happened for me. So I was able to come out on the other end.
Yeah.
So anyone with any type of PTSD, that is something they need to what they are going to learn is that they're living in that moment over and over. It's like, like what we had, when we saw movies, we had them on the film, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was my
And
favorite day when they rolled in that
oh my God. Oh yes.
projector, man. I'm like, today's gonna be a
Oh, I
good
loved
day.
it. Yeah. And when I got to work on it, that was even better.
Right.
But yeah, that was so cool when you got to help the teacher,
But
for things like
I
that.
so now I
But
want to
yeah,
go back to that now, because now you kind of made me think about that a little bit more. So you find yourself in a situation for whatever reason, and we don't need to go
right,
that you um now are living out of your car. And
right.
so and you were able to spin that for yourself, for your own sanity, and also because you're a good person, to work towards healing with other people.
Right.
Um, what about the bitterness of like, I can't believe I'm in this freaking situation? I
Oh,
mean,
I've had those times. Oh, definitely. But that's what I was saying, though. It's when you recognize that you're doing that, and
mhm,
then you got to go and do the work.
yeah, yeah.
People that are stuck is because they don't recognize it really, that they can come out of it, but they don't know how, they don't know how to ask.
So
So I,
how did you get yourself, since we are a What If You Could
Mhm.
podcast, how did you get yourself out of this? How'd you pick yourself by the bootstrap and said, I got to get out of this situation. There's something I
Right.
can do to get out of this.
Okay. I hate to talk about it, but I have to because it is a blessing. COVID time. Now everything was shut down. I was still sleeping in my car. I could not go to back to the place that I normally would have because I could not go into the gym or anything.
Mm,
So I just had put something out there at online, and one of my friends had said, "Oh no, I didn't." He put it out there. He goes, "If anyone's having a hard time, you can message me." Well, he was part of one of my circles, so I went ahead and messaged him, and he goes, "I don't have a lot of room, but I have enough room for you to sleep over here to help, get through these tough times." So that was a blessing. So now I am how do they say surfing? I was so
couch
surfing at one
surfing.
point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah, we know couch surfing.
yeah. So I saw the blessing in that. I had a good night's rest, because in a car you just don't. Not
No,
very often anyway. And so I was extremely grateful. I always showed my gratitude. That's the thing too. Because you got out of a situation doesn't mean you stop your gratitude. You keep, you know, acknowledging that. And so, he and I and my other friend that's his roommate, uh, we are always in blessing for each other, you know. And so then I was able to actually save enough money where I was able to move out. My oldest daughter lives in Arizona, and I went online and I just asked for guidance. And this place just keeps coming up online. I said, well, okay, that's my sign. So I can do this, be like this, or I'm
that's a
going to
sign
just,
too, you know.
yeah, that's right. And I decided I wasn't going to become a loser.
No,
And so I found it and I was able to move over here. And I've been here now for almost 3 years.
that's awesome.
And it's only one bedroom, but you know what? It's mine and my cats, mostly my cats.
That's
So
right.
my
Well,
she
and
she's oh yeah, she's
it's
she's awesome. She claims the whole thing.
it's got to be a little bit bigger than your car,
Well,
even though it's only one
yeah.
bedroom.
Oh yeah. That's why I don't, I'm okay with it.
So, were you able to do any of this shaman work while you were in your car, or that was all put on hold until you got out of there?
No, if I did, well, there's different ways that you can do it too. You don't have to have a inside of a room or something. I did mine, or I should say, one of my friends, we went to a park. That's where a lot of us would do when I was in the second circle before they got a place. We were doing all of this in a park. We got together, they brought the massage tables, and we would just do healings outside. So, yeah, you can do it with someone that's sitting in a chair,
Yeah. So when you
holding
do so
holding someone's hands.
right, as long so your work then is always face to face. It's not like you do Zoom work and stuff like this. Is all your
No,
stuff
I
all
do.
face to face?
No, not always. I do what they call distance healing as well.
Hmm.
Okay. And I will tell them what I need them to do on their end, and I'm doing it on my end, and I'm connecting with them, with their energy.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. I prefer, of course, face to face, but hey, you just work with it. You work if you're so determined to help that person, then that you'll find your way.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
find your
amazing
way.
how COVID
Oh,
affected our lives in so many ways. I mean, because of COVID, I found my current wife. I mean, I'm sure she regrets it, but she's stuck with me now. Um, and
yeah. What
then
is her name again, if you don't mind me asking?
Lisa.
Oh,
Kind of like
Lisa.
Lisa, but
Oh,
with an
okay.
A in front. And
Oh,
then like my
she's a
friend who
sweetheart.
does the psychic work, y- it's very draining on her, and it was but she'd have to have people to her house, which is kind of awkward, or go somewhere to
Oh,
do
it's hard.
her psychic work. And then when COVID hit, she
Mhm.
couldn't do that. So she, was able to do it over the phone, and she realized, she was worried that maybe her gift wouldn't come through the phone like it does in person. And yet it didn't slow it down at all because the energy field is so massive. It's the universe, right? It's not just sitting in front of someone. So have you found when you're doing the distance, it's just equal to when you're with someone, or is it really that hands-on makes a difference for you?
That's a real good question. I would say it is always more powerful, but because we are all energy, as long as they are willing to receive it first, that's what first and foremost I always ask them, even if it's for their child. I said, I have to get permission. Will you receive this energy for your child or for yourself? And they have to say yes, because if they say no, then I will not. And I respect it. But there is one thing, I don't know if I can do it here. Just to show you about how we are all energy. Let me get this on here. And how we can connect. Sorry about that. I know it's a little lower, but if first of all, go like this with your hand, Gary. Okay, go like that. Now just slowly pull away. Do you feel?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, I don't know if this is going to happen because this other guy, when he did it, he was really good. Okay, I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
Now I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to do the same thing with your hands. No, but clap first. Clap,
Clap.
Gary, clap and rub. Okay. Okay, stop. Keep your eyes closed. Open your hand and tell me if you feel anything.
I feel the same energy.
Okay,
I
no.
feel the energy
I
there.
was trying to have you feel something different, an energy, but I was trying to show you how we are really connected. So one more time, I want you to keep your eyes closed though
Okay.
through this whole time. So
Clap.
again, okay. Okay, open up slowly and keep it right there. Keep your eyes closed. Do you feel anything on your palms?
I almost feel like I'm holding a balloon.
Okay, open up wider. Now, do you feel anything else on your palm?
Kind of the same thing, kind of like there's pressure, almost like I'm holding something.
Okay, well, just open your eyes. What I was trying to show you is, and it does work because, and it may not work for everyone, but when you're doing that at a distance, like you and me, okay, if everyone is doing this, clapping, you get this energy to work, the facilitator will do this and you will be able to feel it. And
Trippy.
when that guy did not tell us what he was doing, so we all had our eyes closed, and I felt it when he was doing that. It's because atoms, they have are in scientifically, they have shown that atoms, when they're split, and they can be miles and miles away. If one is reacting to something, the other one will start reacting to it too, because the energy is It's never disconnected.
Oh yeah. No, my first thought is, can I request where the person is touching me from a distance? That's my first thought because I'm like that. The second thing is, my wife and I talk about this all the time, how people, like-minded people or people with similar energy, you know, it's like a fork. You can hit a tuning fork, and even though
Right.
it's not touching the other tuning forks, they'll react to that touch. Or you
Exactly.
could walk into a room and you immediately are drawn to specific people because your
Mhm.
energies are similar, right? Or in
Exactly.
my case, you're repulsed by so many people. Um, but it's
But you know what? That's
but that
okay though too.
yeah, but the energy because of that, since we're just a big ball of energy wrapped in this skin, um,
Right.
that yeah, I would imagine that you would be able to touch people that way just through the energy of the universe.
Exactly.
Just like when you walk in the room and feel that energy, or just when you hit those forks and that energy transfers to all the forks, even though they're not connected, because we're just energy, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
No, it's magnificent. That's God talking.
yeah.
Anyway.
Ah, I love that stuff. So
Yeah.
I have one thing that I do, and most everyone gets mad at me.
No, it's
But I'm
okay.
going to ask
I
you
won't.
if you were to leave us with a thought. And it
Hmm.
it could be on anything. Doesn't have to be on your healing or your work. It doesn't have to be on what you're doing with your art. It doesn't have to be with anything. But if there was something that was near and dear to your heart that you wanted to leave us with on this podcast,
Yeah.
what would that thought be?
I would say, please be compassionate, be understanding, and be forgiving first to yourself so that you can share that with others.
I love it. I love it. That's a very good. Everyone asked me later, say, "Why didn't you tell me you were going to ask me that so I could like really come up with something cool?" I'm like, I don't want something cool. I want what's on your heart, and I want what first thing that hits you is what's on your heart, and that was beautiful. That was a great thought. So thank you for that. But
You're welcome.
well,
Thank
Liz,
you for
believe it or
asking.
not, we've flown through my hour, and I try to keep us there. And I know this was painful for you. I know you didn't want to do this.
Oh, yeah.
But
No,
there's
I was so excited. I really was.
well, there's so much more that we could share. And so I'd love for you to kind of let us know some of the things that you're doing. I know we talked a little bit about the shamanic practicing, but you had mentioned maybe there's more you can mention about the artwork. You can mention how we can find you. I know there's a Facebook group you put together and stuff. So why don't you share some of that with us?
Yeah, on my Facebook, you can find me just under Liz Cooper. Just you can connect me that, connect with me, I can friend you, if you want to send me a friend request, and then you can message me. I think you can even message me even without having a friend request. If you're a messenger, you can do that.
Hmm.
Um, if you want to find my one of my pages, it's called the Conscious Awakening Support Forum, and
Conscious
this
Awakening Support
beginning
Forum.
or forum,
That's awesome.
yes.
Yeah.
And it will show my picture, and which my hair is much shorter now. Um, and it shows as my life coaching. I'm a what I call wisdom empowerment coach, because I try to empower people more than anything. And so if it's through, a lot of it that has to do with talk, and just so that they can start understanding that they're more empowered than they ever thought.
I love the word
So,
empowerment. It's one of my favorites.
oh yeah, because that's what I was talking about before, is that if we're seeing a how do we say that, victimality, in a
Sounds
victim
about
mode.
Hey, hey, I
Yeah.
didn't, you made it out of fourth grade. I didn't, so don't ask me words. I don't have a clue.
Barely, barely. Um, so anyway,
What was our teacher's name in fourth grade?
oh, that was Miss, she had the beehive,
All I
Mrs.
know is I probably had a crush on her. I had a crush on a couple of my
I don't know,
elementary
but
school
you know,
teachers.
oh, but I gotta ask you one thing. Do
Sure.
you remember when we had to make puppets?
When we had what?
We made puppets, ceramic puppets.
We made puppets?
I mean, out of paper mache, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well, we're gonna have to talk about that one. That was so much fun.
I'm a scared now. I don't know if I want to talk about what
Oh
we did
no,
with the
you were
puppets.
so funny. I almost peed my pants. Let me put it that way. You made the whole class laugh. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I could do weird stuff with puppets, that's for sure. Um, so, if someone wanted to reach out to you and say, "I'm very interested in," but you know what? Go give me a little bit more on the art therapy thing before we
Yes.
go. So tell me more about the
Yes.
art therapy. I don't want to leave without touching on that.
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
anyone that's listening to this podcast, they can get in touch with me, and I'm going to be giving 75% off on their on the art therapy,
Awesome. Okay.
for a session. That's what I was trying to look for, the word, the session.
So all they have to do is when they reach out to you is mention that we'll call it the Gare Bear discount. They
Right,
saw you on the What If You Could podcast, and they want to do
right.
that with you, because that's very interesting to me. I remember I've done this twice, once when I was drinking and once when I wasn't drinking, where you
Uh-huh.
go to the art, you do a painting, you get together a group of people and you go to the painting place and everyone
And
paints the same
yeah,
picture. Yeah, and
yeah,
they're
and they
pouring
drink wine.
pouring wine down you while you're trying to paint. um
Right.
my wife and I don't drink, so the second time we went, um I didn't do it, but I there's definitely some there's definitely an interesting thing once you start doing some sort of creative activity as far as
Oh, yeah.
switching your brain over. So I'd imagine tying the artwork with the therapy would be a very interesting thing to do. And I know, especially like with children and with people with certain type of uh needs, that especially that would be helpful, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Children can do this as well as the adults.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this has been great. Well, Liz, you do the shamanic practicing with energy work to heal the mind, body, and soul. You're moving into a really cool area, which is the art uh, healing and therapy, which is super cool, super interesting to me. You're a neat person. Your story's crazy great. I just I can't tell you how much it makes me feel that, after such a tough time you've come through, and considering how recent it is, that you've come through so well, and your gift was always so present for you
Right.
during that, and the fact that, focusing on the giving is what helped you get through, which is a
Oh,
big part of my
absolutely.
heart. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I give you a lot of credit for that. So thank you, kiddo. Anything you want to sign off with before we get out of here?
No, I'm just so glad that we were able to connect after all these years. And so it's such a blessing. And I thank
Yay.
you.
Yay. And I'm going to dig up, because I know, believe it or not, I actually have it somewhere. Those little pictures in black and white with the whole classroom and the principals there and the teachers
Oh,
there.
oh yeah,
And it says
I
what
have
grade.
it all. So
I'm sure
I'm gonna take pictures of them and I'm gonna show you when we first started,
well,
you
you do
know,
that, and I'll post
yeah.
it. I'll post it on the website along with our podcast, because my
Yeah,
guy can do that. I don't know what I'm doing, but he can do that.
yeah.
And the funny thing is, I'm sure if I found mine, I've got devil horns on a couple people or mustaches on some other ones, because that's how we unfriended people back in the day. All right, kiddo. Well, it's been
Oh,
it's been fun. Really grateful for you coming on, and let's stay in touch. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
people see this and reach out, and we'll both continue to help folks.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of What If You Could podcast. Please subscribe, like, share, and give us any feedback. We'd love to hear it. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. See you next time.